Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. The chamber was silent in a way that pressed against the skin. 8 alien elders sat in a wide half-circle, their tall forms carved in shadow and light. Their scales reflected the glow of the floating holoscreens above them. At the center of the room stood a single human. Sergeant Elias Ward did not move. He kept his hands at his sides, his back was straight, his breathing slow. Across from him, seated higher than all the others, the Empress of the Kethari watched with eyes that had seen centuries of war. "Do you understand?" the Empress said at last, her voice calm and terrible, "what it means to be chosen by her?" Every being in the chamber knew the answer she expected. Fear pleading retreat. The human lifted his head. "Yes," Elias said, "I do." A murmur passed through the elders. The Empress tilted her head slightly, "And you remain standing." "I do," Elias replied. Her eyes narrowed, "Even knowing this choice could cost you your life." Elias did not hesitate. "I accepted that risk long ago." Silence returned, heavier than before. The Empress leaned back in her throne. Then she said, "Tell us how this began." And the stars shifted. 11 months earlier, Elias Ward had not known her name. He had known her reputation. Commander Vera of the Kethari fleet, apex predator, fleet breaker, the Iron Talon. Her species was older than humanity's first cities. Their females ruled. Their commanders were chosen not only for intelligence but for dominance, and Vera stood above most of her own kind. She was taller than any human on the ship, broad-shouldered. Armored scales ran along her arms and neck like natural plating. Her eyes were a deep violet, sharp and unblinking. She did not smile. Humans assigned to her ship usually lasted a few weeks before requesting transfer. Elias had been assigned anyway. He was not special. He was not enhanced, not famous, not noble. He was logistics support, a man who made sure supply lines stayed intact and injured crew made it back to their bunks. The first time Elias saw Commander Vera in person, she was standing over a broken enemy console, plasma smoke curling around her like mist. She turned her head and looked directly at him. He felt it then. Not fear. Weight, like gravity, had shifted slightly in her direction. "You are late," she said. Her voice was low, controlled, dangerous. "Yes, Commander," Elias replied. "Enemy resistance delayed evac." She studied him for a long moment. Then she turned away. That was it. No threat, no punishment. And somehow, that unsettled him more than fear would have. Elias served under her command for 11 months. He watched her win battles without raising her voice. He watched her stand alone on the bridge while alarms screamed, issuing orders with calm precision while ships burned outside the viewports. He watched other Kethari commanders defer to her. And he noticed things others missed. She never sat unless she was exhausted. She never ate with the officers. She never slept during hyperspace jumps. And she watched the humans. Not like curiosities. Like variables. Humans were strange to the Kethari. Too fragile. Too emotional. Too warm. Their bodies radiated heat in ways Kethari biology found unsettling. But Elias noticed that when humans were injured, Vera always paused. Only for a second. But she paused. The night it changed, the fleet was celebrating a victory. Alcohol flowed freely in the officers' corridor. The Kethari did not need alcohol. Their bodies filtered toxins quickly. Which meant if one of them was drunk, it was intentional. Elias found Commander Vera leaning against the corridor wall, her claws dug into the metal. Her breath was warm against his neck when she stumbled. "You are very warm," she murmured. Elias froze. "Commander," he said carefully, "you should rest." Her arm hooked around his shoulder with surprising weight. "When I am intoxicated," she said, her voice slow, "you call me Vera." He swallowed. "Yes, Command Vera." Her mandibles clicked softly, not quite laughter, not quite a warning. "You carried the human lieutenant after the last victory," she said. "He couldn't walk," Elias replied. "The others left there wounded where they fell. He's my friend." She stopped walking, turned to face him. "Friend," she repeated, tasting the word. "And what am I?" Elias could not answer, because the truth was not safe. Her quarters were at the end of the corridor, large, sparse, military clean. Stars slid past the massive window like silent witnesses. Elias pressed her palm against the scanner. The door closed behind them. She released his shoulder only to grab his wrist. Her claws broke skin, just enough to draw a bead of blood. "You are not afraid of me," she said. "I am," Elias replied quietly. "Liar." She lifted his wrist and inhaled. "I can smell fear," she said. "You do not have it, not near me." Her eyes narrowed. "Why?" Because fear and something else felt the same, Elias thought. Because his heart raced every time she entered a room. "Maybe," he said instead, "I am broken." Her grip loosened slightly. "Help me remove my armor." It was not a request. The ritual was intimate, ceremonial, dangerous. Elias' hands trembled as he released the first clasp at her throat. Her pulse vibrated beneath her scales. "You still do not fear me," she said softly. "But your hands shake." "Different reason," he said. "You will not remember this in the morning," she said. "Tell me anyway." He released another clasp. The chest plate shifted. "Because you are beautiful," Elias said, "and terrifying, and I spent 11 months convincing myself what I feel is fear." Silence stretched between them. Her breathing slowed. Her claw traced his jaw, hard enough to leave marks. "Dangerous admission, human," she said. "I know. I could destroy you. I know. I could kill you, and no one would question it. I know." Her hand rested at his throat. "You know all of this," she said, "and you still look at me like that." "Like what?" "Like I am not a monster." Something in her voice cracked. She released him suddenly. "Finish the armor," she ordered, "then leave." She turned away. "I will not remember this," she said. "That is the point." Elias should have left. Instead, he finished removing the armor piece by piece. She did not stop him. When he finally reached the door, her voice stopped him. "Sergeant Ward." "Yes, Commander." "Thank you," she said, "for bringing me home." He left before he said something that would get him killed. The next morning, Commander Vera did not acknowledge him. 3 days passed. Then Elias received the transfer notice. Personal aid to Commander Vera, effective immediately. His friend stared at the tablet. "Elias," he said slowly, "what did you do?" "Nothing," Elias replied. His friend swallowed. "That position is intimate. Cathari choose aides carefully." "Why?" His friend hesitated. "Because sometimes," he said, "they are not choosing protection." Elias felt cold for the first time in 11 months. His new quarters were connected to hers by a private door. The symbolism was not subtle. He was inside her territory now. The first week was almost normal. Briefings, reports, schedules. She treated him with perfect professionalism. But sometimes he caught her watching him. Too long. Too closely. "You adapt well," she said one night. "Most humans find Cathari proximity uncomfortable." "I've served under you for 11 months, Elias said. 11, she corrected. "Are you counting?" Hard not to, he said, when each day feels significant. Her posture shifted. Significant how? Commander, Elias said carefully, serving under you taught me more about leadership than my entire career. She stepped closer. That is not what I asked. She stopped inches from him. You told me once, she said quietly, that you were not afraid of me. You said I would not remember. His heart stopped. I lied, she said. She remembered. All of it. And I have not decided yet, she continued, whether your honesty was brave or suicidal. Her claw traced his jaw again. Tell me, Elias Ward, she whispered, what do you feel now? Elias met her eyes. I feel, he said, like I am standing on the edge of something. And I don't know if I will fall, he said. Or fly. Her breath caught. The door between their quarters remained unlocked. And somewhere far away, the council was already watching. Elias did not sleep. The door between their quarters stayed closed, but he could feel her presence through it, like gravity pressing from the other side of a wall. Commander Vera had remembered everything. That single truth changed the shape of the universe. The following days were a careful lie. On the bridge, Vera was ice, precise, untouchable. Her voice carried authority without emotion. Her orders came sharp and clean. To everyone else, nothing had changed. To Elias, everything had. She watched him constantly now. Not openly, never obviously, but every movement he made existed inside her awareness. When he spoke, her mandibles tightened. When he stood too close, her posture shifted. And when their hands brushed while exchanging data slates, the air seemed to hold its breath. 3 weeks passed like this. 3 weeks of restraint. 3 weeks of stolen glances and quiet moments in dark corridors, where her claw would briefly hook around his finger before she pulled away again. Cathari culture did not allow hesitation. But Vera hesitated anyway. The summons came without warning. Diplomatic Station Kelth, council attendance mandatory. Elias knew it before anyone explained. This was not about trade. This was about her. Kelth Station floated at the intersection of 4 territories, its massive rings filled with species that avoided eye contact and conflict. Neutral ground, old laws. As they walked the promenade together, Vera's claw rested lightly on Elias' shoulder. The gesture was subtle. The effect was not. Alien passers-by froze mid-step. Whispers followed them like smoke. You are aware, Elias said quietly, they are watching. Yes, Vera replied. Is this safe? She did not answer. Her grip tightened slightly. The council chamber was older than human spaceflight. 8 Cathari elders sat in judgment, their scales dull with age, their presence heavy with authority. The moment Elias entered, he felt it. Disdain. You brought the human, one elder said coldly. I brought my aid, Vera replied. Your obsession with lesser species weakens you, another hissed. Elias kept his eyes forward. You equip your ships with humans, the eldest continued. You promote them, now you parade one before us like a trophy. Elias spoke before he could stop himself. She doesn't parade anyone. The chamber went dead silent. Vera's claws pierced his shoulder hard enough to draw blood. The elder's eyes burned into him. It speaks. I speak, Elias said calmly, because you insult my commander. You dare, the elder said, address this council. I dare, Elias replied, because I have watched her protect this empire while you sat behind walls. Shock rippled through the room. Vera stepped forward. He is mine, she said. If you punish him, you challenge my authority. The elders exchanged looks. We challenge your judgment, one said. There is a difference, Vera replied. The eldest leaned forward. The Empress has selected 5 candidates for your bond. You will choose one. Silence pressed down. Elias did not breathe. I did not request this, Vera said. You are of rank, the elder replied. Your lineage is valuable. And my will, Vera asked, is irrelevant. Something dangerous moved behind her eyes. I will consider the candidates, she said at last. They were dismissed. Outside the chamber, the mask shattered. Vera slammed Elias into a wall, hard enough to dent the metal. Are you trying to die? She hissed. They disrespected you. They could have killed you. So could you, Elias said. You didn't. Her fist struck the wall beside his head. You are reckless, she said. You are lonely, Elias replied softly. Her breath hitched. Do not say what you are about to say. When am I allowed to tell the truth? She looked away. Maybe never. The candidates arrived one by one. 5 Cathari males of perfect lineage. Strong, cold, politically flawless. They spoke of duty, of bloodlines, of power. Vera listened politely. She felt nothing. Elias stood silently behind her, invisible. Always watching. Always chosen last. After the 4th candidate left, Vera spoke without turning. You are enjoying this. I'm not, Elias said. You are jealous. I am terrified. She turned. The 5th arrives tomorrow, the Empress's choice. And what do you want? She stepped closer. What I want, she said quietly, would destroy everything. Then let it, Elias replied. She touched his chest. You are dangerous, human. I learned from you. The final council convened. The Empress appeared via holocom, ancient and sharp-eyed. Vera stood at the center. Elias stood beside her. Not behind. The Empress spoke. Commander Vera, have you chosen? Yes, Vera said. A pause. Proceed. Vera reached out and took Elias' hand. Gasps echoed through the chamber. I choose Sergeant Elias Ward of the Human Coalition. The elders erupted. This is illegal. The law does not forbid species, Vera replied. I checked 3 times. The Empress leaned forward. You understand the consequences. I do. And you, the Empress said, turning her gaze to Elias. Do you understand what it means to be chosen by her? Elias straightened. I carried her home when she could not walk, he said. I stood before your council, ready to die for her honor. I loved her long before she dared believe she could love me. Silence. Then, impossibly, the Empress laughed. Very well, she said, the choice stands. The holocom cut. Vera turned to Elias. You are mine, she said, forever. Elias smiled. I have been since the first time you put your claws on my throat. She pressed her forehead to his. Trust, bond, surrender. Outside the viewport, the stars continued their endless dance. The galaxy would remember this moment. Not because of war, but because a human chose to stand. And an empire changed because of it. End.